So before we begin our deep dive into the Solana ecosystem, the first thing I will do is just take a quick peek at the native token of Solana itself, which is SOL. To do this, I'm going to use coinmarketcap.com. Now you can use whatever website that you want. This is just a website to help analyze crypto projects and to see what the top projects are currently. So presently we have them sorted by market cap. And if we scroll down just a little bit, not very far, we can see Solana is number 9 with a market cap of about $7 billion, which is quite a bit of money, right? So being number 9 in the world, obviously a very successful and popular chain. Now, if we want some further details, all we got to do is just click on it, which will bring up this screen. So here you can get some details as far as the website for the coin, which of course is solana.com. We can see some of the popular explorers for the blockchain. One that I like to use is SolScan, but Explorer is also another popular option as well. We also see some community links here too. So we have the website again. There's a developer forum, which you can use to speak with other Solana developers on developer topics. And of course, Twitter and Reddit and Discord and Telegram as well. If you want a really deep dive into the coin, you can read the white paper. Just make sure to drink a lot of coffee before you go there. And of course, we can see some analytical data as far as how it is performing in the market. So now that we know a little bit about the SOL token and how to look at it from a market perspective, we'll go ahead and continue with our ecosystem dive. So if you go to solana.com/ecosystem, you can see some of the top projects on the blockchain right now. So here we can see what the top DeFi projects are. So Orca and Radium are two projects which provide liquidity for the blockchain. Liquidity is essentially just cash. It makes it so you have the ability to exchange tokens by having this pool of money to draw on. A popular way to exchange tokens is to use this Jupiter aggregator. So if you go to, we'll just go right to the website, which is jupe.ag. So if you go here, you could basically put in any token. So for instance, if you wanted to trade dollars into SOL, you just say, like maybe you want to change $50 into SOL. It'll tell you how much SOL you would get for that. And the nice thing about this is that it's connected to all of the different liquidity providers. So here we can see that it's saying the best exchange rate is through Orca and another one called Phoenix. And this is constantly updating to give you the best deal. So a very popular tool to use if you're trying to exchange tokens. We also see some lending protocols here. So if you have some tokens, Solana for instance, and they're sitting in your wallet and you want to try to make some additional interest off of those, what you could do is lend your tokens to other people, and then you will earn interest on lending, right? But of course, be very careful when you do this because there is always a little bit of risk when you do lending. But some of the popular protocols for this are Solrend or Solend, okay, Port Finance, Francium. All of these are very popular. And of course, one thing everyone always wants to know is what the top NFT marketplace is. Presently, I would say that is Magic Eden. So we can go ahead and click on that. That'll give you some information about it, but then you can just click try it, which will take you directly to the website. And if you come here, you can see what the most popular collections are at the moment. I can tell you right now that Monkey Business is a very popular NFT, very expensive. Mad Lads is a really popular NFT project, which is part of the Backpack wallet. This is their blue chip NFT project. If you click on it, you can see what those look like. Basically, kind of like that old classic noir, like gangsters sort of vibes, right? Pretty cool art, very cool community. And you can also see new collections that are coming out. So these are ones going to be releasing soon. Another popular marketplace is also called Tensor. So Tensor.trade, I would say, is very comparable to Magic Eden. They're at one point Tensor was actually above Magic Eden, but they kind of keep doing this. So it's up to you which one you want to use. Obviously, this one has a little bit of a different look, which you may like or it may turn you off. But this is also another popular option. You can also see those same NFT projects listed by rank, so you can see what's very popular, what's trending, and something, they might be interested in, right? Going from there, we have some of the top apps. So these are always interesting because it's a very varied bag of things, right? So Audius is a project that is very similar to SoundCloud, except it's on the blockchain. So you can share music here on this platform. And one cool thing is that they're also associated with TikTok. So if you wanted to monetize your music to be used on TikTok, or if you wanted to use some of the sound files on Audius for TikTok videos, that is something that you can do. There's also Fantasia Sports. If you're into fantasy leagues, this is something that might interest you here. And then while we're at it, we'll also just take a quick look at Grape Protocol. This is one social media project on the blockchain for token gating communities. So if you wanted to create a community around a token, this might be something that you would use for that project. Now, if there are specific categories of things that you wanted to take a look at, you can browse by category here. So you can see there's a lot of different categories. We'll just pick one here, which you probably have already guessed is going to be gaming. So here you can see some of the top gaming projects here. To save some time, I've already pulled up a couple of the very popular ones. There is one called Star Atlas. So if you're familiar with EVE Online, this is going to be kind of like EVE Online, except on the blockchain. It's not completely like EVE Online, but it's very similar. There's also a project called Decimated, which is a dystopian sort of cyberpunk open world survival game, which is going to be on Unreal 5. Star Atlas, going back a little bit, also on Unreal 5. You'll see a lot of the gaming projects on Solana are using Unreal 5 technology, so it's another nice thing. And then one game that I enjoy, being a person that enjoys playing first-person shooters, is EV.io. Now, the cool thing about this game, now this is released, you can play this right now, but the other two are still in development. The cool thing about this game is you can come into it, link it to your wallet, and every time you get a kill in the game, you will earn their cryptocurrency, which you can exchange for Sol. So you go into this game, frag people, and get paid for it. Like, like how cool is that, right? And then of course, like any other blockchain, we also have our meme coins, right? So a very popular meme coin is Bonk, which is sort of, a dog token for the Solana chain. One of the OG dog coins is the Samoid coin. And another example is the Cope token, which takes the meme of copium and wraps it into the token. There's tons of different meme projects. You won't have any trouble finding those, but just give you an example of some of those as well. And then Stepping outside of the box a little bit, we also have something called the Spaces DAO. Now, if you're someone that is interested in retail or merchandising, perhaps starting your own store in the real world, you can actually create a Solana Spaces store. And how you would do that is, well, have money, of course, right? And then if you have the money and the know-how, the first thing that you would want to do is get a geo NFT. So essentially, this NFT would be a part of a neighborhood or a city that you would claim as your territory. And if your application is approved, you would have exclusive rights to be the only Solana store in that area, right? And of course, with that also comes support by the Solana Foundation. So they'll do things like funding. So you'll get support for opening your store, maybe for your merchandising, the tech that you'll need to operate everything. So a really cool thing. I don't believe I've seen this in any other crypto project. So another thing that may be of interest to you. And then to wrap this up, because I know it's getting a bit long, but it's so exciting going through the ecosystem. It's hard to stop because there's always something new. There's always something exciting happening here. But one cool thing that you will definitely want to get in on is this website here, which is Drip.Haus. Now, if you sign up here with an invite code, which is pretty easy to get, you will get free NFTs airdropped to your wallet basically on a weekly basis. And the art is really cool. Here you can see some of the examples of the free NFT drops that they have given out recently. So the art is pretty cool and it's free. So why not? And then they also have this little utility here to increase your chances of getting a rare or legendary NFT. So if you click the little play button here and then click on the chest, no luck this time, but there's a chance to essentially upgrade the next NFT that you'll get. So next, what you're going to be doing is doing exactly what we just did in this video. You'll be going to the Solana/ecosystem website, exploring this on your own, and just finding some projects that appeal to you. More details about that in the next video.